Hello and welcome to Prestigious Prep by Paris. Thank you for joining me today. This video is just going to talk about how I have gotten to this point. So if you're here, it means excellence is near. My goal in creating the channel and providing content is to help people excel in all areas of their lives. Our focus will be schooling, how to get through it, how to help find somebody to help you fund it, how do you manage the money that you make afterwards, whether that means buying a house or if you're working on your credit. We're going to talk a little bit about saving. We might get into relationships, but it is a holistic view of just life in general. So all of this is be related to my personal experience, as well as things that I've experienced by way of family members and friends, and I hope to be able to assist you. So for starters, again, my name is Paris, and I like you doing that because I talk with my hands. But anyway, so um, I am a nurse. I've been a nurse since 2009. I graduated from the University of Missouri. I did also attend Forest Park, took some of the classes there. But right now, I am a registered nurse with my bachelor's in nursing, and I have a master's in management and leadership that I received from Webster University. All right, so let's take it back. The reason I decided to be a nurse in general, or for starters, is because my granddad fell ill, and we did our best to take care of him, and we placed him in several nursing homes. And even with us popping up at all hours of the day, even about 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, we found that he was not getting the care that he should be getting, and it was very disheartening and troublesome. And I vowed that I was going to do everything that I could do to help other families not experience what I experienced. I know I'm only one person, so I know one person can't change the world, but that really is what drove me into nursing. During the time while he was sick, I was already in school to be. I wasn't sure. I didn't know if I wanted to be a nurse practitioner. I didn't know if I wanted to be a doctor. I wasn't really sure, but I knew that all the classes at the beginning of college would be the same. Although I did very well in school and always got really good grades when it came to SAT and ACT, I don't feel like I tested well at all. I feel like we were not prepared for that at all. So 3 weeks or 4 weeks before we were required to take these tests, we had these small mini sessions that were a couple hours that I don't really think were helpful. Long story short, even with good grades, if you don't do well on your ACT or SAT, you do not get into college. Now, I did get an acceptance letter into a college, but I didn't really want to go there. I kind of just applied because everybody else was applying, and it wasn't that far away from home. Long story short, I decided not to go there, and I decided that I was going to take some courses at local community college, which was Forest Park. I went there again, just taking very general classes all the while my granddad was ill. Shortly after he passed away, and I made the decision to really do full nursing, like that's going to be my thing that I do. I immediately was like trying to figure out how am I going to pay for this. So my thought was I need to find a job that would help me along the way. Started working at Walgreens as a pharmacy technician. Shortly after high school, and then I took my certification to be a certified pharmacy tech. But right after I got the job, I thought, oh, well, I need to really have a certification in this. So I attended Allied College, which was a trade school. I'm just going to say that if you are going to school to be a pharmacy technician right now, from my personal experience, I'm going to tell you that you do not have to do that. When I was a pharmacy technician, after 80 hours, they technically provided a certification, which is really just you applying to the state to be a pharmacy technician. You get your license, and then shortly after that, I sat for a physical certification exam through the state and was certified that way. So after that, I went over to the hospital, which was one of the largest hospitals here in the area that I live in. And I started to work there as a pharmacy technician. And that not only brought a pay increase, but it also gave me the opportunity to have my employer pay for my schooling for me. They give you once a year or twice a year in some cases a set amount of money that you can put towards or that you have to put towards your education. Their only requirement is that you pass your classes, because if you fail them, then you are going to be required to pay for those. So they will pay for your classes up front. You will still be responsible for books. And if you pass, you're good to go. And you would have to work a year for every year that they pay for, really the semester they pay for schooling, which was fine because that ensured that I would have a job when I was done. So I was okay with that. If you are working at a hospital or a Fortune 500 company or someplace, even the smaller businesses, a lot of times they will help you pay for your schooling. So make sure you ask your HR rep or your leadership or somebody about tuition assistance. In some cases, there's loan forgiveness, tuition reimbursement, and all kinds of things that can help you along the way, which is what I did. So by the time I graduated from UMSL, University of Missouri, I only had about $15,000 in student loans. And that's really not a lot. I graduated with people that had 60 grand or more by the time we got done with our bachelor's. So I was grateful for that. I will say that the University of Missouri was a really good experience. And I took an accelerated program. It was a 15-month program. After you completed all of your general coursing, it was just nursing classes only. And normally it would take 24 months for a regular track, but there's this 15 months. So if you do have the opportunity to do that, I definitely would encourage you to do that. I feel like if I was going to be stressed for an extended period, I might as well be stressed over 15 months versus 24 months. It did require that you did not work full time and you only work part time. So I had to work only on the weekends. But it was a really good investment. And if I had to do it again, I would definitely do it again. After that, I basically took a break. I lived life, had a baby, got married, all the things. Immediately right after school, I was awarded a fellowship to the NICU at one of the hospitals that was affiliated with the hospital I was currently working for. So that was great. I worked in the NICU for several years. That was a really good experience. And then one of my really good friends there started talking to me about other opportunities for nursing. At this point, right after school, I was already thinking, I want to go back to school. I don't know if I want to be a nurse practitioner. I don't know if I want to do legal nursing. I wasn't exactly sure, but I wanted to do something. And so after we had the conversation, she mentioned care management for managed care companies or healthcare insurance companies. And so I started to look into that. After applying, I received a role in the managed care field, and I have been there ever since. So that was 2004. And since then, I have bridged 3 or 4 roles since then in the managed care side of things. So for me, while I miss being bedside, I still really enjoy the managed care side of things. I am currently still assisting nurses, but from a business standpoint and how to review charts and be able to determine medical necessity for the requests or authorization requests that come in. So it's still nursing. It's just not bedside nursing, but they have to have some kind of exposure to understand how to even determine medical necessity. So now getting my master's was really expensive, super expensive. I also feel like it was worth it because it opened up additional doors for me. But really, I'm going to say that when I went from the hospital into a managed care role, that was a significant increase. If I remember correctly, it was about $20,000. And it really just depends on obviously your experience and what you've done prior. If you love bedside nursing, that's great. I just want to let everybody know that there are lots of opportunities. If you don't want to do bedside after you've gotten enough experience to understand how to apply that to other areas, you can do home health. I did home health for a couple of years. I enjoyed it. It's not something that I knew I wanted to do long term, but it was helpful from me graduating, being in that transition period and needing to have income. And I even did it still part-time, even after I received the fellowship. So that was great. If you don't want to, again, be at the bedside, you can do dialysis. You can work at an insurance company in a care manager role. You could be a trainer. You could do legal nursing. There's lots of other opportunities to reach people and help people if, really being at the bedside is not it. So I plan to bring videos here that are going to help you, again, based on my experience along the way. So I'll talk to you about if you do have student loans, deferment, forbearance, when that really does start, to provide some clarity about that, what consolidation really is versus what sometimes you're told, how to look into that, what are some red flags, if you will, how to pick courses that are appropriate for what you're doing so that you don't waste time and that you use all of your money that you are getting with these student loans to the best of your ability, and how to determine if the program is really even for you. So that's really the goal. And I plan to post videos once a week. So if you are here and you enjoyed this video and you're interested in learning how to win just in general in various areas of your lives, with the focus being education with some additional tips and tricks along the way, please make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. And I will see you in my next post.